beautiful people, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So production. It is Friday, July the 9th, 2021. Boys and girls, welcome to the backyard, baby. It's my personal backyard. Psych. Hope you're all, but it is kind of my backyard, dude, so not psych. For reals, man. This is right here. Every neighborhood you go to in Toronto, you got yourself a little piece of greenery that you can go inside of and explore. So go ahead and do it, man. Get some of that mama nature under your belt. Do it up. Welcome back, everybody. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Today we're just gonna keep it loosey-goosey and have some fun, man. Hope you're all safe and sound. Thank you guys very much for the long-time listeners and viewers, for all your love and support. Hit those like buttons. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Check out Patreon. Let's get it going, baby boy. Let's get it going, baby girl. A lot of things on the agenda. It's an exciting weekend. It's an exciting weekend. A lot of things are happening. There's a big fight going on. Big fight going on this week. I'm talking about UFC 264. Baby Dustin, the Diamond Poirier versus the notorious Conor McGregor. It is going down, boy. It's going to be an exciting show. I'm hella excited. I'm going to try to catch it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And I don't know. It's a tight one. This one's a tight one. It's tight, bro. How tight it is? Pretty tight. So, you know, it's a good competition. Check it out. Who do you guys think is going to win? Is it going to be Conor? Is it going to be Dustin? Who's it going to be? Who's going to take it? We'll see, baby. We'll see. What else have we got going on the weekend, man? What else have we going on the weekend? On Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, on Sunday, we've got the 2021 or 2020 Euro Finals. Who's in the finals, you're asking? You haven't had time because you're busy out there getting it as well. You're catching the highlights like your boy. It's exciting, but you know, it's England versus Italy. The United Kingdom versus the Italians. It's gonna be, that's also gonna be a tight one, man. Who do you guys think is gonna win? I already kind of have a hunch who's gonna win, but I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to put any sort of juju of good or bad out there, and we'll just let it happen naturally and as organically as possible, of course. But it's gonna be a tight one, man. Shout out to both of the teams, the squad, everybody, the staff, everybody, the athletes. I love soccer, man. That's what it is. I love soccer, and it's gonna be exciting. I have a hunch who's gonna win, but we'll see. We'll see. But congratulations to everybody. You're all winners. In my heart, you're all winners. That's what it is, baby. Boys out here doing it. Your boys out here doing it, man. You're like, man, I love stories, Rob. I just want to hear more stories. Where can I get more stories? Dude, check out the catalog. Plenty of stories to go through. Plenty of stories are building up little by little. It's non-stop, on the go. We're just constantly trying to add, tweak it, make it better, come in here and give you good value. That's what it's all about. And down the line, it's just gonna like elevate and get better. And then all of a sudden, boom, 2 months, 6 months down the line, you get a whole nother thing out of the blue, dude. Out of the blue, random out of the blue. Where'd it come from? I don't know where it came from. It came out of there. It came out of everywhere. So it's nuts. Check it out on Patreon, YouTube, and on Instagram. Follow your boy, dude. Go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Don't be a bystander. Do something with your life. What are you doing today? Here's an opportunity for you to be a hero. Hit that follow button and subscribe, dude. Subscribe on YouTube. What if you've got nothing to lose? And there's, again, like I've said it before, these videos come with a ton of guarantees, ton of opportunities. It's mind-boggling. You know, whatever. Like, we're unstoppable. That's what it is, baby. So go ahead, get on the bandwagon, and let's rock and roll together. Let's bring back. I've been writing, man. I've been writing, trying to jot down ideas, and I've been getting inspired, been watching a lot of movies, and been trying to read a little bit more different stuff. That's how you keep it, you know, that's how you get inspiration, that's how you learn from each other. And there's so much out there, and it's the beauty of it is today, with the massive amounts of access to info and tech and different sorts of media, you got so much to pick and choose from. So go ahead, man. Pick and choose as you please, and go ahead, talk about Glad You Made It, because it's a hell of a different show, man. It is what it is. And yesterday I was just like, you know, I was just thinking, man. I was just thinking, because your boy's out here living his bestest life, navigating life day by day, you know, and I'm enjoying it as best as I can. And sure, everybody's got their moments and everything, but I wanted to write down a little piece, so I got to writing, and I'm just like, you know, I look into my world for a little bit of inspiration, what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, and it's all good. It's all good. I'm always, you know, it's Mr. Optimist here, eternal Optimist, all right? But got to writing and write, like, I wrote about 2.5, 3 pages. I try to write almost every day. Try to write at least a page every day, Sometimes, maybe once a week I'll skip it, or maybe twice a week I'll skip, but I'm trying to like just make it. I've always been journaling, but now specifically more so when I write, I journal, and then there's a portion of it that goes for the joke writing and all that shit, which is really cool because you're exercising different muscles. And I encourage everybody to pick up a journal, for whatever reason you want to, keep track of what you're doing. Just, have a chance to write something down and then go back at it, look at it, review it, think about it. It's really neat, man. It's really neat. But anyways, I was just like thinking about my life and what I'm going through, and your boy's out here, man, living that beautiful single life. Most of the time it's beautiful. Sometimes your boy, just like anybody else, is like, man, a little bit of company might be nice. And then, you contemplate everything else. You're like, priorities first, gotta get everything. And who knows, man, when the time is right, everything, all the pieces are there, out there. We're just gonna have to put it together. It's a big puzzle, and we're all just, you got a little piece, I got a little piece, bringing all the pieces around, baby. Piece for you, piece for me. Peace all around the world. That's what I'm thinking, man. I was just thinking about like the dating world and how it's evolved, and it just, I was thinking about how it was back in the day. I'm talking like way, way, way back, dude. How was dating way back in the day? And it got me to think, man, we are so lucky, and for the most part, we're really privileged with all the things that we've got. Roofs over our head, food to eat, clothing to wear, cars, phones, laptops, shoes, bracelets, belly button rings, eyeball tattoos, you name it, whatever you want, it's out there. So we've got a ton of access to whatever we want, and that could be both a good thing, it could also be a detriment. So you got to just find that balance in between. But it got me to think about how dating was way back, playback, and it just occurred to me, it's been a long lost art. Let's try to maybe bring it back in some way. What am I talking about? What kind of art are you talking? What kind of art? Are we losing art, bro? Who's losing all the art, man? I'm talking about the art of this is serious business, you guys. This is serious business, all right? Think about it for a second. What don't we do anymore? What don't we do anymore in the art of courting somebody, or going out there, or even wanting to court someone? Courting's nice, man. Like, dating's nice, but like before, we used to go out there as men and women and catcall for each other. Catcalling. You just go there and like meow, 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 and talk that cat talk, baby. Try to get somebody's attention. You'd be like, you see somebody attractive, you want to talk to them, you're like meow, 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 meowing all day until you get their attention. But it's been a long lost art, and everybody appreciates a little bit of catcalling. Don't pretend you don't like catcalling. Everybody likes a little catcalling every now and again. Let's bring it back, because that's what it was, man. It took a lot of time and effort, and that's at the end of the day when you ended up, going through it was a whole process. It wasn't just about the catcalling. It would start with, let's take it way back. We're talking about hundreds of years ago, probably thousands, maybe 10,000, 20,000, who knows, 250,000 years ago, the OG Homo sapiens, when they were catcalling, they didn't have access to all the apps and the phones. It was brutal out there. It was you had to, men would get around and find somebody attractive, and there was no marriage, there was no legal course, there was no doc, there was no nothing, dude. It was just like free for all. We were just like emerging, getting up, learning how to go from crawling to walking to standing up straight. Great things coming about, and we're like picking up a little bit of shroomsies, eating a little bit of shroomsies. Maybe that impacts us, and you get a little bit smarter. You start to make catcalls. That's how language evolved. It's originally started with catcalling, because we're like, man, well, before it was just like pick your feces, flick it at somebody, get their attention. Yeah, I like you a lot. It's just a little bit of feces for you. Haha. Feces for everybody. That's how it was, and you get somebody's attention, and you go out there and like, man, it was beautiful in its own sense. It was beautiful, but that was a whole process. So it began, men would gather around, like like they would get all proud, like the men would get proud like a pride of lions, bro. Like, and then they start beating their chest or something, just beating their chest, meow meow, meow, meow meow, nuts. And then all of a sudden they see somebody and they start meowing towards a lady perhaps or something, and then other men would also notice that fella meowing to that specific lady, and they're like, whoa, what are you meowing at, bro? Meow meow? And then you're like, meow 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 meow, as in like, don't go there, bro, that lady's mine, that cat's mine. But then all of a sudden, because there were no homes, everything was out in the open, dude. We didn't have bedrooms, dog. We didn't have a roof or a shelter. It was all communal. At the end of the evening, where do you think people slept? You think people went and inside their homes, inside their 3 garage homes, and like went up into their rooms and slept at nighttime? No. At best, if you're lucky, maybe you had a hut of some sort, and then you get in this beautiful big large hut. And there's still tribes out there doing it, man. Anthropologists love chasing different tribes, doing different things, trying to acquire knowledge and information about how they live their beautiful lives. But that's how it was, man. You get around in a big circle, and everybody would pick a corner, and just sleep there. And things happen. In the middle of the night, you go out to relieve yourself. You gotta pee, you gotta poop, you got the munchies, all this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, you're just like, everybody is just like, doing a dirty with each other. You didn't know who's having whose baby. It was just one big ass community, and there was a lot of like fighting, a lot of crime and punishment instantaneously, like created. What are you doing there? I just meowed to her this morning. Didn't you see me go meow meow, dude? Is what you'd say to the fella chasing your lady, and it was meow meow, baby, meow meow. So that's what they would do. But it was a whole thing, because the whole process would take a very long time. It wasn't just like meow meow and then next thing an hour or two later, this beautiful couple's out by the beach walking, holding hands. It wasn't like that. First of all, the men would start pounding their chests, crazy meow meow game going on, and then they do a whole dance. They go in circles, beat their chest, meow meow, beat their chest, go in circles. This would take a long time, days that would just like circle each other, circling back and forth, circling, going around. And sometimes that's the thing, you're thinking, man, well, when did they fight? They never got to fight instantly. This would take days. They would go beat their chest, meowing until the evening, and then it got dark and they have no lighting, right? There was no lighting, so they had to put aside the priorities for a second. You're like, do you guys want to start a fire, bro? Because I can't see where you're, because if we get to it and it's too dark, and then you're like putting down ground rules, right? You're like, okay, hit anywhere above, below the neckline. And you're like, well, I can't see. Do you want to pitch in together and build a fire? That was the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're building camaraderie, you're building good morale within the group. And this would take weeks. Because it wasn't easy to make a fire. This would take weeks, sometimes months, the whole process. And this was all just because you wanted to do a little bit of courting. So they're out there gathering little stems, gathering pieces of wood, making the fire sometime, and then having a barbecue, eating, drinking, ordering in, crazy stuff. And then sometimes they forget about the whole meowing and why they even originally started to meow and cat call. So 6 months later, 9 months later, the battle would finally go down near probably some sort of a beautiful sunset. Beautiful battle would go down, a whole lot of meowing, a whole lot of striking each other with their horns, and with just a lot of like going like this on the ground, a lot of times going like that, and just meow. And by the end of it, you'd notice probably, a good year has gone by until this whole procedure has come to somewhat of an end. So by the time you're finished getting in, a few hours of sleep, fighting a lion, fighting a tiger, fighting your other friend who's also interested in that potential mate with a good hip to waist ratio, because that's how it was. People didn't really register, didn't know why, but they were just like, man, that hip to waist ratio, meow meow, baby. And you're like, yeah, we didn't know, but it was like potential, good mate for the offsprings. That's what it was. But it took a long time. That's when they acquired each other, I would assume, historically speaking, they stayed together, and that's what it was. That was the swipe back then. It took forever, but now it's all reduced to like, I'm examining it from my own life and everybody else's life who's out there doing things, living life, living professional lives, getting in some work, doing hardcore work, working, it's contributing, being good citizens, paying taxes and all that stuff, right? So you swipe, and then there's a whole like, there's a lot of all that courting that's like 9-10 months, a year has just been gone. It's evaporated and it's lost. And I say we bring it back a little bit. Maybe we should start by catcalling fellas, ladies, everybody should get involved. And this is not, you know, everybody should just pick a corner on the street, start going, just throwing a couple of meows out there, see what happens. Maybe we'll try it sometime together. But that's how it was, man. It would take a long time. And now it's just like a single swipe. It's too easy. It's too easy. The swipe has made us lazy in a sense, you know? It should come with a clause, dude. If you swipe on somebody, if you match, that's it, dude. That's it. It's done. That's it. Marry right then and there. It should, so that people maybe don't go just like swiping on a million, because that's what it's. I don't know. Think about it. Maybe there should be a different app. You sign in, you log on, you give them the good old information, and as soon as you swipe on somebody and they swipe on you, swiped, it's done, bro. You move in together like instantly. Instantly, you move in together. It's done. Wrap it up. Put a ring on it. It's done. Make it high stakes. Make it a little bit high stakes, so that. But then, you know, the divorce rate. So maybe don't do that. But like, just throwing out ideas, man. Just throwing out ideas. It's good. Well, it's all for the jokes, baby. All for the none of the stuff that you hear here is, you know, some of it's a little bit serious. Majority of it is I'm just trying to make you giggle and laugh. Dude, what do you guys think? Should be a high stakes app for dating. You swipe and you're locked in. That's it. People will come to your house, pick you up, put you in a suit. Somebody's out there picking up your lady, give them a wedding dress. Or if you're like both ladies, you both get wedding dresses. If you're men's, you both get men's suits. And so there's just more. It's high stakes, is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, it's high stakes swiping. Alternatively, there should also be just like there should just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should have like, you know, yeah, I'm just saying different apps are good. Different apps are good, man. Different apps are good. But I've been just, you know, trying to get inspired, doing a lot out here, baby. Trying to do a lot of research in different realms. And did you guys get started on that book? Telepathy and the Etheric. Telepathy and the Etheric Vehicle. That's right. Interesting book, man. I've read 15 pages of it, around 100 pages. Interesting stuff. But other than that, I've been watching a lot of movies, older movies, really cool movies, man. What did I watch? I watched a really cool movie that I suggested on YouTube. You guys should go check it out. It's called Willie Dynamite. Willie Dynamite, man. In the 70s. Very cool. It's about follows the life of a pimp in New York, and it's interesting, very eye-opening. It's, man, what a beautiful movie. The colors, the dresses, the suits, and it's like a time capsule piece, right? You look at it and you're like, man, well, a little bit of exaggeration here or there, but a portion of it is, you know, extrapolated from the truth and what people were going through, at least a portion of the people in New York. And it's really cool. It's really dope. And you see different parts of New York. You see Bronx, and you see it in the mid-70s, how it's like, you know, parts of it are just like dicey, but you're like, that's what it was. And now it's like, you know, New York. So things evolve. It's interesting, man. It's interesting. What else did I watch? I watched the Tamarind Seed. That's also in the 70s. The Tamarind Seed, starring Omar Sharif, if I'm not mistaken. Never watched any of his movies. I've heard of his name because apparently, like, not apparently, he was, you know, I think he was a, you know, big actor or whatever. Like, I don't know. Good movie though. Good movie. It was about this. It's a little bit of like espionage, a little bit of like romance, a little bit of, you know, communism versus capitalism, things that we could also kind of relate to today, but not really. But it's, again, one of those pieces that you're like, man, look at the way they dress, look at the way they talk, look at the way they interacted, look at everybody, and like the things we were grappling with not too long ago that are still somewhat more or less the same. Little differences, but more or less the same. It's really cool. But we're evolving and it's getting better, but it's really neat to just go back and watch these old-time movies. What else did I watch? 3 good movies, man. I watched Willie Dynamite, The Tamarind Seed, and what was the other one called? Friday Foster, dude. Friday Foster. It was, again, mid-70s. It was about this like photographer slash investigator, private eye, detective sitch. She's pretty badass, dude. Not gonna lie. Very like all these movies, beautifully shot. And that's what we need to. The reason why I go back to, because I'm trying to get inspired, and like later down the line, and we're evolving, and we're gonna be dabbling into so many different things, creative ventures, and it's just like nice to see certain things that took a lot. It wasn't so much about the money that went into the productions, but it was like the thought, the effort, and everybody pitching in, like large groups of people pitching in together. And it wasn't like, and when you're watching a movie, you're like, man, that doesn't look realistic. You're watching a movie, dude. It's not real. Of course it doesn't look real, unless it's like, you can get a lot of things to look as real as possible, but movies are movies. They're made up. They're not real, dude. But it's really cool to see all the sets, the outfits, the costumes, people's lines, the way people's speech, dude. It's fascinating to see all that. Man, boys and girls, it is starting to rain. It's the Weather Network. Oh, bear with me a few seconds. I came prepared. Yo, you think your boy's not gonna come prepared? You think a little weather's gonna hold your boy down? Look at this, bro. I brought an umbrella, and you thought we're not gonna get close and personal? Gotta protect the camera, of course. I'm not so much worried about myself, but gotta protect that camera, man. We talked about this before. It's my livelihood if it goes down. Devastating. What do you guys think, though? Is that I really do believe that catcalling is a long lost art. People need to start meowing again. People need to start courting each other again in different ways. Try it out, see how it goes. Maybe again, I said it before and I meant it. Maybe we'll try it together with the peepsies on the streets. We'll go catcalling together, see what people think. Because these are serious issues that we want to talk about. It's serious, man. Get it together. Beautiful trees out here. It's rained a little bit. I didn't expect it to rain all day long, especially because I checked the Weather Network and it said it's not going to be raining till well over the afternoon. But that's the weather, man. It's so unpredictable, and especially here in Toronto, man. If you're in Toronto, you know what I'm talking about. It rains for about a half an hour, 2 hours, and then it's sunny. It's nice for a couple of hours. It's that nice mixture. And it's just a little tiny drizzle. Again, I'm not too worried about myself, just a little bit concerned about the camera, although well, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Hope you guys are all having a beautiful weekend out there. Wherever you are, I hope you're safe and sound. Things are loosening up, but also, there's like, a little part of me that's, it's a little part of me that's a little concerned about still the rhetoric that we're using, or the level. Like, I heard, if I'm not mistaken, in Quebec, they're going to want to implement some sort of a vaccine ID sort of thing, which is kind of bummed me out, man, because, like, what are we doing? I thought, let's be rational. Let's not do weird stuff, man. Like passports for leave it up to whoever wants to get it. It's by this time it's been, yeah, to me now it just seems like, okay, we gotta hit like a quota number of vaccines that gotta be sold. It's like, talk to different people, everybody's over it, whether you got the vaccine, whether you haven't got the vaccine. But all this, like, nonsense about IDs, about passports and stuff, it's a slippery slope. Because it doesn't just stop here, right? We've talked about these things. Next thing you know, it's becoming like a social credit system, which is already kind of in place in different formats. But we do want to be mindful about these things. That's all I'm saying, baby. That's all I'm saying. And whatever, I do believe at the end of the day that the world, all of us, we're all conspiring together to make this beautiful world a better place. I just want everybody to, see things from all sides, if possible. Don't be so rigid and stuck to your ideologies, and don't be afraid of saying, you know what, we can change our mind, or you know what, we made a mistake. We can accommodate each other. We can be a little bit more flexible. It doesn't need to be so black and white, man. It doesn't need to be so black and white. You don't want the medical community, you don't want doctors acting like authoritarian dictators, you know what I mean? Like coming in there, like speaking their truth and giving their version of the research, and like all these things get funded. All these things are, you know, funded by big corporations, by big pharmaceutical companies, and it's just heartbreaking sometimes when you see doctors pushing something so hard. And it's always been like that. You ever go to the local MD, they're always just trying to like push in medicine that's been given to them by their sponsors, aka the pharmaceutical companies. So there's always that aspect. That's the thing, man. A lot of things need to be, I'm very hopeful, but I at the same time I don't want to be going down that route, dude, because next thing you know, we're going to turn into, you know, they already didn't, like, these social credit system score in China, dude, or at least like what I've heard, what they're doing in Beijing, taking your picture, you know, giving you demerit points or deducting points for doing this or not doing that. It's like, let's be very careful about the choices that we make, because it's important. It's very important. There should always be a balance. It shouldn't be one-sided, is what I'm trying to say. But have fun out there, baby. Have fun out there. And that's the thing, man. Your boy's not, I'm gonna take it super slow, man. The more I listen to my inner voice, the more I just like talk to you guys. I'm just gonna keep doing me, keep working, keep contributing from where I am. I don't intend to travel anytime soon, man. And if an establishment wants to make it mandatory for me to have a vaccine, for me to use their services, then I'm just not going to use their services. You're not getting my business. That's as simple as. Down the line of like 5-10 years, you know, this becomes normally taken by the people, and it's something that we can be like, okay, we have extensive amount of evidence, and you know, of course everything comes with its downsides. Nothing's 100% perfect. It's just the way, again, I've said this, but the way this whole situation's been handled by the majority of the politicians, it's I see a bunch of cowards. I see a bunch of yes men and women getting there and preying on people's fear, essentially. And it's ridiculous that we've shut down the world economy for so long and crippled so many small businesses, and are still sticking to our guns and playing the same old tune. It's gotten tired, bro, is what I'm saying. It's gotten tired, but it's always time to reevaluate things and make things better. Baby boy, baby girl, we're doing things, and the rain is picking up. Oh man, it's really picking up, but it's nice. Or at least it seems like it's picking up. I hear it picking up. Hope you guys are all doing great. Have yourselves a wonderful start to your weeks, everybody. To your weekend, rather, I apologize. Get out there, spend some time with yourself, with your family, with your loved ones, with your friends. Go out there, contribute to yourself and whoever else you see fit, man. If you want to contribute to a local business, do it. If you want to contribute to helping somebody out there on the streets, do it. If you're all about that self-help, you need to help yourself. Help yourself, baby, do it. Sending out good vibes, sending out positive thoughts. Let's work together, everybody. The world needs more cooperation, more love, more understanding, and less scapegoating, less pointing fingers, and less looking for the easy answers. That's what it's all about, baby. We should all be willing to put in a little bit of extra. That's what your boy's doing. That's what your boy's all about, putting in an extra. Give him something extra. Extra. Get it. I love you guys. Thank you again for all the love and support. Please go ahead and hit those like buttons, subscribe on YouTube and Instagram, and on Patreon. Support your boy. Do it. Talk about it with your family members, dog. Talk about it with your family members, because it's important. This is all word of mouth. This is all grassroots. This is how we make a difference. Be the difference you want to see in the world, they said. Be the difference you want to see in the world. And that's what it is, baby. Love you guys. Be back here again, definitely on Saturday for the Patreon edition. If you happen to see an episode sometime between, you know, this afternoon and late in the evening, I'm not promising nothing, but if you see an extra video there, watch it, enjoy it, talk about it, pass it around like it's drugs, baby. Do it up, have fun, enjoy your weekends. We'll see each other again definitely on Saturday. Talk very soon. Peace out, everybody. Hey, look, it's a squirrel.